right?
That is the truth. Yes. Yes. 100%. It is a wild
Guys,
world.
keep your day jobs, because this business, guess what? It ain't show friends, it's show business. Sarah
Right.
Fraser.
With the famous quote. The
Ugh,
famous quote.
the best, that from the two best quotes that have ever been said on this podcast that I will take with me for years are that and Heather Matarazzo from Welcome to the Dollhouse. Shout out Heather Matarazzo. Scream. I use this. She was just on this past summer. I have a new thing that I use for the rest of my life every day. Sarah, two things get to be true. Well, wait a second. You like Kathy Hilton and Lisa Rinna. Sarah, two things get to be true.
I
You
like that
can use this. You can use this in every aspect of your life. You like Madonna and Gaga. Well, I actually don't like Gaga, but let's pretend I do. Two things get to be true. You,
Yeah.
thank you, Heather Matarazzo. She was talking about my Anne Heche interview and saying like blah, 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 and also saying I like Ellen. And she was like, but don't two, and I wasn't challenging her. She's like, but two things get to be true. I was like, wow, I love this, stealing it. Okay, enough about you, David. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Speaking of Emily and Gina in dynamic duos, the rumor is that Heather and Tamra got in a huge fight at the finale filming of the OC. What do we think about this? Does anyone care? Whose team are we on? And does anyone care?
Well, and I also had read, I believe Heather unfollowed Tamra, and I'm not sure if Tamra has now unfollowed Heather.
Yes.
I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked at all. I think Tamra is a person that is going to be able to go up against Heather. So I love the dynamic. I have not been a big fan of the RHOC. I also had read that this season 17 has wrapped filming, so they're done filming. I've said it, and I'm going to change my tune. You know, on this podcast, I've said Emily and Gina. I've had lovely interactions with Emily over body image, because I have been on every diet and gained and lost 150 pounds over my lifetime. So I've had lovely interactions with Emily. I did not think Emily and Gina were that interesting, but now being in the business, it is hard to get on TV. It's even harder to stay on TV. So I've decided this season of 17, when I watch, I'm going to kind of let myself fall in love with Emily and Gina and see what people and like executives love about them, because they've been on now several seasons. They clearly are assets. And so I'm going to really take a stance of watching them and going, okay, I'm going to name all the good things about them, because here we are, we're talking about them. They're being cast on Girls Trip. I'm curious to see if this season is good. I'm not shocked about the big blowout between Heather and Tamra. Your team, Heather, it's funny, like Heather and Terry were two people I loved at the start. And then every season that goes on, I like them less and less. I don't know why. They're Hollywood royalty as well, and very well known in this town. But I don't know. I like that they've become less likable to me all the time. Sorry.
Sometimes you say things and there's so much to dissect. Man, this is one of those times. Now, good luck. I wish you the best of luck with your watching and note taking about Emily
Okay.
and Gina and finding the interesting nuggets. So I do wish you luck in that endeavor that you're going to take on. Of course, I'm going to watch the OC. I don't know if I'm going to go down that road of looking for interesting things about Emily and Gina. Look, they have been on many seasons. Is there something interesting, or have they just gotten by with different circumstances? Like, you deserved a second season and then a third season. Then we had our major setback with COVID, and we had a Bronwyn issue. Love you in the real world, Bronwyn, but they got to go back and love you on the show. I'm not sure I'm there yet. So we had to let Bronwyn go. And then we had this, and now we had Dr. Jen and Noella, which I think is Noella, man, she's tough to watch. And so it's like, I just think, for continuity and bringing back Heather and Tamra, I don't know, have they, and I do think there was this, what's the word? This decision at the network and the production company, which you know how it is in TV. You can't make something happen. But I think there was the these are the new Tamra and Vicki. This is it right here. I even know a lot of people in real world have told me that they ain't such good friends. You know, they don't not like each other, but they're not friends. They're friends with the camera. This is what I've been told by multiple people.
Okay.
But so I think there was that narrative of like, let's make them the new Emily, of the new Tamra and Vicki, which I mean, so I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not there with you. I am not, and we don't even know if Gina's full time. The rumor is she's just a friend of. I'm not there with you. I'm not going to try to find something. I am so busy here behind the velvet rope. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to find anything interesting about Emily and Gina. I'm open if they would like to present something to me. You know, you said you had these conversations with Emily. I had a dinner with Emily in New York, which she's probably really sorry that we had, because I refer to it all the time. You know, lovely. I think we went to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Lovely woman. She is a much, much nicer person than me. She's another lawyer. Shout out to the lawyers. But you know, nice and living a life with a nice husband and nice kids and driving them to carpool. And that to me doesn't make for interesting TV. I don't want to see your life. I really don't. I don't really care about children and carpools and play dates. It's just not, it doesn't interest me. So I am not there with you. I am not going to try to find anything interesting about the two of them. I think I might need to call it. Time of death.
Well, I can't call it because I feel like it clearly has to be something about them. I mean, now they've been cast for Girls Trip. I mean, if they were going
allegedly,
you're right.
But mind you, allegedly we had a cast for season 3 that turned out to be exactly true, minus the substitute of Tinsley for Portia. So I don't tend to believe things like this, but since the season 3 Girls Trip turned out to be pretty much exactly what was rumored, I'm taking this as gospel as well.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm going to try to lean into them and see what's great about this season. And you know, we've already seen tons of rumors. Vicki Gunvalson again filming another scene. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of Vicki back. What that means, and I think they have to. I think season 18. If there's a season 18, Vicki's back full time. I just do.
Wow. I mean, listen. She's another one. The thirst is real. She wants this. You know, guys, lay off Jill Zarin. Like, lay off Jill Zarin. I mean, someone cut a copy of this and send it to her, because Jill gets, I think, is Jill thirsty for this? Sure. But everyone else is too. Vicki is just as thirsty as Jill. So, you know, like, look.
You could argue Bethany, who's worth probably $80 million, is, you know, thirsty for it.
She has to be. You are not doing look, do I think there's a ton of money in podcasting? I mean, I'm sitting here talking to you, aren't I?
Yeah,
according to you, right. And according to you, a few weeks ago, you said that we're just at the beginning. You made me very excited for my future.